Wild Mountain Thyme. This is a song I discovered this uh, little summer. It was actually autumn. But here in Spain, they have a thing called El Veranillo, and it was just around that time that I discovered this beloved Scottish love song. At the time, I really didn't make a distinction between Irish music and Scottish music. I've been listening to Gaelic language music for maybe 5 years, and only recently, I'll say this year, I realized that most of the Gaelic language music I was listening to was Scottish Gaelic specifically, from singers like Julie Fowley's and Lassa Fiona. I don't know if I'm pronouncing correctly, but I'm trying. And Murian as well. Great stuff. Really emotional music. And this simple love ditty, Wild Mountain Thyme, has been easy to pick up. It's just so good, it's so enjoyable, and everybody that I've played it to has enjoyed it too. It has a backstory. It has quite the backstory. It's not even at least the lyrics. They're not the original lyrics. The original lyrics are from a poem, which is far more, I want to say that much more sophisticated, but let's say twice as sophisticated. And one of the things that struck me was that the son of this poet, or so I heard, the son of this poet added his own verse after his father widowed, and saying that if my true love will not come, I will surely find another. So the story goes. Because the more you go into studying these songs, more stories you discover, and legends and myths, and some of them are backed by sources and others not. So if this is true, I find it really interesting, because it's the singer-songwriters and the folk tradition, this is what they call it, of continuing the song even after the original writer has passed away. This collective creation. I've seen this song sang as a woman to a man, so they would change. If you don't know, the verse goes, will you go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all along the purple heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I saw Joan Baez, sing it as "Will you go, laddie, go?" Speaking to a man. Funnily enough, this "Will you go, lassie, go" is not exactly how it is in the original poem, but it's such an important part of let's call it the modern song. And even more, I don't know if ironic would be the word. It wouldn't be ironic, but it's also interesting to see how Wild Mountain Thyme is also not in the chorus of the original poem. I only just read the original poem, so I can't say I have a PhD on and analyzing it. But go ahead and look for it, come up with your own conclusions. Uh, and after introducing this Wild Mountain Thyme, it became super popular because of it. Well, that's a bit hard to analyze, but it's certainly more relatable than what the original poem says, which is very elaborate. It paints a rich image, for sure, but it's not as easy to sing along to. So, food for thought, as they would say. There are so many variations, like many singers will say the blooming heather, but I wanted to go with purple heather. I like to evoke that color, so people will imagine the purple in the mountains as you're ranging the countryside looking for thyme. I find it funny thyme has that same sound as time, like the time of the clocks, the time of day, and the thyme, which is the herb. So we're looking for wild mountain thyme, because city thyme just goes by too fast. Wild mountain thyme is more valuable, and apparently it's colored purple. Another thing, when we when we look at the lyrics, I actually wrote them down. So I did my homework today to be able to talk to you about this. There's one verse I skipped, and I've noticed other songwriters will also skip it. It's like it goes like this, or depending, it might go like this. But there's the general theme will be here. It's I will roam the country over, and the deep glens a dreary, and return with the spoils to the bower of my dearie. And I didn't include it, in part because I like the symmetry, the number 3. So I had to choose between this and If My True Love Will Not Come. Let us sing this entire missing verse. I will roam the country over, and the deep glens are dreary, and return with the spoils to the bower of my dearie. Will you go, lassie, go? Oh, it sounds so heartwarming, but it's also like going out to the countryside and just taking all the resources to give them to your love. So, very extractive policy. Don't you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is there a way to turn this around to make it more sustainable? It's a continuation of the previous verse, which goes, I will build my love a bower by John pure crystal fountain, and around it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? How romantic, you're bringing the flowers of the mountain. But maybe, are you taking all the flowers from the mountain? There's no flowers left in the mountain now. I think nowadays, with environmental sensibility, we might look at it differently. But on the other hand, it really struck me as the devotional way of approaching a deity. So many traditions, there will often place flowers at the altar. And that's when this is where the Hare Krishna mantra comes in, and it fit perfectly with the structure of the song. The different, if you will notice, it's there's several chords. It's not just the 4 block chord structure. Here we go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hmm?